Hello everyone, and welcome to the US Open Health Desk presented to you by Mount Sinai Medical Center. I am your host, Shauna Ryan, and joining us today is Dr. Josh Zeichner. He is the Director of Cosmetic and Clinical Research at Mount Sinai Hospital's Department of Dermatology. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, today we're going to be talking about trying to beat the heat, because sun exposure, it doesn't just affect your skin, it affects your overall health.
We know that sun is associated not only with premature aging, fine lines, wrinkles, but really more importantly, it's associated with skin cancers. And skin cancer really is the #1 form of cancer affecting people here in the United States.
So obviously the best way to protect yourself is to use sunscreen, but there are so many options out there. So how do you know what sunscreen is right for you or what SPF is right for you?
Sure, so the first thing I tell people is make sure you're using something. Something is better than nothing. Make sure you're applying sunscreen. When you go to the store and you're choosing your sunscreen, you want to make sure to have a product that contains ingredients that protect you against both UVB and UVA rays. So when we think about UVA, we're typically thinking about that SPF value. An SPF of 30 will protect you against 97% of UVB rays. And UVB is what causes the sunburns. You also want to look at the package and make sure that you have a product that says that it's broad spectrum. And that way you know that that sunscreen is protecting you against UVA also.
How much sunscreen should you actually be applying? Like, do you have to gob it on?
Yes, people usually are not applying as much sunscreen as they should be using. So we typically say a shot glass, which is 1 ounce. For those sports fanatics out there, it's usually the size of a golf ball. That's the amount that you need to apply to the entire body. And most people really are not doing that. We can break it down according to the part of your body. So for your face, you should be using about a quarter-sized amount of sunscreen. You should usually apply your sunscreen about 20 minutes before going outside. That way you make sure that the sunscreen is adequately absorbed into your skin.
Do you have a preference between the creams and the sprays? The sprays are so easy, but are they as effective?
They work, but you need to know how to apply them. When you're applying a spray sunscreen, #1, make sure that you're holding the nozzle within an inch or two of your skin. So you're going to spray for about a second to each area of your skin, then you're going to rub it in. And I like to talk about protecting yourself from the sun as sun protective behavior, not just applying sunscreen. You need to make sure that you stay out of the sun during peak hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. You need to make sure that you wear sun protective clothing, including hats and sunglasses, or honestly sit under a shady tree.
What about when you're swimming or sweating? How often should you be reapplying sunscreen?
People think that they are putting their sunscreen on in the morning and they're having a full day protection. That is just not the case. When you're out sweating, typically you need to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. You need to apply it even more frequently if you're going, into the pool or the ocean, or if you're really sweating a lot.
Thank you so much for joining us here at the US Open Health Desk presented by Mount Sinai. Don't forget to continue to check back to the video section at usopen.org throughout the entire tournament for more tips from our doctors. And of course, I'm Shauna Ryan. I'll see you here next time at the US Open Health Desk presented by Mount Sinai.